Imagine this. A telescope for deep space captures something unexpected. Something that not only defies our physical laws, but our very understanding of the universe. The live feed then appears suddenly, becomes black. The footage disappears. Scientists go silent. After a few days, an object is spotted hovering above Earth's magnetic equator, still watching, calculating. It goes by Oumuamua. Its message is still unclear, but one thing is certain: this is no comet. And according to data leaked from within NASA, and confirmed by multiple independent observatories, this object may be a component of a larger system. Already surrounding us? The James Webb Space Telescope's final transmission before the blackout didn't offer comfort. It offered a warning. What it revealed confirms our deepest cosmic fear. We were never alone. And now we've been seen, it began innocently. A routine sky survey over the Pacific by the James Webb Space Telescope. Then something emerged from the pitch black. At first glance, it resembled the original Oumuamua that passed through the solar system in 2017, oddly shaped, fast and tumbling. But this time, it wasn't just passing. It approached, slowed down, changed direction, and then it stopped. NASA's live stream abruptly cut out. Within minutes, the raw footage was pulled. The object was renamed Oumuamua and marked as classified. Trajectory. But here's the part no one was supposed to see. Just before the blackout, JWST recorded a structured burst of prime number pulses aimed directly at Earth's magnetosphere, the universal language of intelligent life. Predicted, it wasn't a transmission. It was a targeting signal. And the scariest part? We didn't send anything. This object didn't respond to us. It anticipated us. After the blackout, private observatories across South Africa and Chile reported erratic readings. Oumuamua had changed velocity mid-flight without propulsion, then stabilized in geosynchronous orbit, parked directly above Earth's magnetic equator at an altitude where no organic object ought to exist. Atmospheric sensors in Brazil and Ghana detected periodic vertical pressure anomalies, as if something were breaching the atmosphere and returning. But no visual data exists. Every telescope trained on the coordinates suffered positional drift or inexplicable lens degradation. And it gets worse. Thermal imaging picked up localized temperature regulation that calls for active protection. NASA, according to internal memos that were leaked, classified these readings as non-ballistic motion, the exact term used for controlled flight, which means the object isn't just here. It's watching, adjusting, and has been doing so without saying a word. On April 7th, CERN's magnetometer array, tuned to calibrate the LHC's superconducting magnets, recorded a global, rather than local, magnetic ripple, not solar-induced, global. The pulse lasted 0.72 seconds and contained embedded harmonic structures that didn't match any known terrestrial origin. But the most terrifying detail came hours later when NASA's Deep Space Network received a signal from Voyager 1, time-stamped to match the pulse of the Earth to the millisecond. Except this was impossible. Voyager 1 doesn't have the equipment for detecting or transmitting such data. The signal contained encoded wavelets, nested prime intervals, and quantum-corrected frame matrices far beyond anything Voyager was built to send. The conclusion? Voyager didn't create the signal. It was utilized. Someone or something activated it, and that Oumuamua's prime number burst. As if a system hidden throughout our solar system had just woken up. Astrophysicist Brian Cox publicly broke ranks with cautious academia, suggesting that Oumuamua might not be a probe but a NODA, silent monitor system, an inactive network left to monitor civilizations like ours as we cross key technological thresholds. Think about it. No contact, no invasion, just observation and perhaps evaluation. This theory, which is currently in open scientific panels, aligns with the Great Filter hypothesis that advanced civilizations don't reveal themselves because they've built systems to decide who ought to be known. And now, with the pulse detected by CERN and Voyager's impossible response, many believe we triggered the next phase, a test, a warning, a verdict. Nobody is aware, But one thing is clear. We didn't find them. They found us a long time ago. And now that we've noticed them, the rules may be about to change. While the public waits for answers, something is going on behind closed doors. Leaked. Documents from NASA and the European Space Agency ESA reveal a deep fracture knot about what Oumuamua is and about how long they've known. Internal emails show that orbital anomalies near Saturn were detected 6 months prior to its official release, observed but classified as non-priority disturbances. An incident report labeled Echo 9 details that the James Webb Space Telescope had already logged distant, irregular heat signatures approaching from the direction of the Oort cloud, yet no alert was issued. The reason? Risk of panic? One senior ESA advisor reportedly wrote, "The public cannot think about what we're seeing." And then the data was buried until the object arrived above our heads. But now that it has stopped, hovered, pulsed, that silence has become impossible to contain. For the first 3 days of its hovering above Earth's magnetic equator, Oumuamua remained motionless, locked into a fixed orbital position. However, now, without any known force acting upon it, the object shifted by exactly 0.5 of longitude. It was subtle, precise, controlled. Atmospheric satellites recorded a coinciding fluctuation in low-frequency radio waves, not an interference. Structure: a wave packet pattern that occurs once every 13 seconds, echoing the same prime-based cadence first observed by JWST. But that's not all. High-resolution, ionospheric. Mapping showed that the object's new position overlaps directly with one of Earth's strongest magnetic convergence zones. Scientists now suspect it might act like an amplifier or antenna. In other words, Oumuamua is not merely observing. It may be in contact with Earth's electromagnetic infrastructure, and perhaps it's preparing it for something. In a recently declassified think tank paper, authored by a coalition of astrophysicists and theoretical physicists, a radical new idea is proposed, dubbed the veil hypothesis. According to the theory, advanced civilizations might deploy passive surveillance objects not to observe life directly, but to monitor when planetary systems begin to breach a higher layer of spatial awareness, an invisible boundary beyond which reality behaves differently. Based on this theory, Oumuamua is not a scavenger. It's a marker, an interstellar buoy placed in orbit to confirm that humanity has passed a technological threshold. Perhaps quantum communication, perhaps gravitational manipulation, something we are still unsure of. The presence of synchronized pulses, alterations, and electromagnetic anomalies, all measurements of gravitational force, point to a chilling possibility. We have crossed the veil, and now the universe is watching what we do next. The most disturbing conclusion, however, comes not from scientists, but from engineers. A collective of signal analysts studying Voyager 1 and to believe that Oumuamua may be a component of a system we've never detected because we're inside of it. Their model proposes a massive, multi-dimensional mesh lattice of listening nodes that wrap around planetary systems like a soft shell. We never noticed it because we weren't loud enough. But now, with our quantum experiments, space-based AI, and gravity wave emissions, we've finally generated sufficient noise to activate the net, according to their projections. What's hovering above us isn't a probe. It's a mirror, a perfectly silent device designed to reflect back exactly what we are. And what happens after that reflection completes remains terrifyingly unknown. For centuries, we believed we were the explorers. We built telescopes, launched spacecraft, mapped galaxies, all with the quiet hope that we might one day find something out there. But now, as Oumuamua hovers silently above our world, not moving, not speaking, not attacking, we are forced to confront a darker, far more humbling truth. We were never the observers. We were always the observed. The James Webb Space Telescope didn't just catch an object drifting through space. It caught a presence, a system, a moment in which the universe itself appeared to halt. As though something ancient, something far beyond comprehension, had turned its gaze toward us. And in that gaze, we didn't find welcome. We didn't find answers. We found a warning. because Oumuamua didn't come here by accident. It didn't arrive with curiosity. It arrived with purpose. It has not spoken because it is not required to. It already knows who we are, our fears, our chaos, our noise. It came not to begin contact, but to decide if contact should ever happen.